Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another video. My name is Sk, and I'm a Canadian dairy farmer. Today is supposed to be warming up above 0 degrees again, and it looks like it's going to be a bit of a melting day out here, which is good. Looks like it's going to be a pretty slow melt for the next 2 weeks, which is excellent. We're used to kind of just snapping out of winter. It's cold, 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 and then all of a sudden we get a couple days that are sunny, 10 degrees above freezing, and it just instantly melts all the snow. And what happens then is it just runs off your fields. It doesn't have time to sink in and get that moisture to the ground where you want it for seeding. But the way the forecast is looking now, the way it's been, it's a slow melt. It's all going down into that soil. There's very little runoff, and we couldn't ask for a better scenario. You know, we got the snow. It could go away with a quick melt, but it's looking like it's going to be a slow melt. So that is awesome. We're really looking forward to that. The other reason I'm looking forward to snow melt is to get hauling manure. I not only am getting excited to start driving tractors out in the field again, but we have to because our lagoon is filling up again really quick. And if you guys watch this channel, you'll remember that last fall we emptied it out pretty late and emptied it so low that I had to go and chisel some of those pipes open when they froze solid because it got too cold out. That's how low we brought that lagoon, but it is already. It's, you know, within a month I'm probably gonna take a couple loads out of there, otherwise it's gonna overfill. So that is getting tight too. Anyway, we're gonna finish feeding cows this morning. Mixing that first load for the milk cows. Let's get her done. Gonna go to our lagoon and measure exactly how much room is in there right now. This is the lagoon. Just a couple months ago, I walked from that ramp to those fill spouts because they froze up. And now we are getting pretty close. There's more than a foot there. I would guess 18 inches. We'll go measure it. So those are the measurements, 47 centimeters or 18.5 inches. That is the level to the edge of the concrete. This lagoon, we found out, is incredibly flat, so we can bring it right up to the edge, and it'll only overflow once it hits that edge. It's completely level, which is insane. Shout out to the contractor that did this. But not a lot of room. I'd say that's, you know, within a month, 4 weeks, and it's gonna overflow. There's still some snow and there's still a bit of a bulge in the pit too, so that's going to add a couple inches, maybe 2 or 3 inches, I would imagine. I think it's kind of bulged up in the middle too with manure, so room in here is limited, and we need some fields to dry out so that we can start spreading this liquid over the fields again. So that was the situation at the lagoon we just looked at, and this is the situation in the fields. This is the average field out here. There's still more than a foot of snow on top of the soil. That's all got to leave before it even starts to dry out. So that's a lot of work to do for that sun in a short amount of time. We'll have to see if she can get it done. Dad's been moving snow from the middle of the yard there. There's a big pile kind of in front of our milk parlor. We just push it there during the winter because it's way shorter of a push, but before spring melt we always try and move it, and Dad's doing that today. So he's just taking it from there, piling it up over there. It's gonna flow then out of the yard, whereas if we just left it where it was, it would flow through the yard and make everything a muddy mess for a lot longer. So just preparing for that spring melt again. There he's coming with another bucket. It's not a far haul, but it will definitely make for a more enjoyable experience this spring. There goes the boss man. Next thing we're going to be doing today is working in the freestall barn. There's a couple of maintenance things we're going to be doing this morning. And the first thing I'm going to be doing is doing the U-bolts on our neck rail. These clamps, quite oftentimes the U-bolts will break loose and then they start to move back and forth. These loops will move back and forth and then other things start breaking. So here we can see it's a proper setup. You got the two U-bolts. They're nice and tight. You can't move them at all. This is how you want to see it. But we can see here, there's a couple in this short section that have broke. Usually once one breaks, it starts to move and then it just continues to have a domino effect and break down the line. So we're gonna try and get on top of it this morning. Got our impact. And we got a bucket full of spare U-bolts and new nuts, all new hardware. Today I'm just going to be snugging them down and then calling it. I think historically I've just tightened these bolts way too hard and that's resulted in the U-bolt snapping a lot quicker. So tight is tight. She's snug, not moving. That's good enough. These are lock bolts, so they're not going to unthread on their own. Go over to the next one. Got to move through the ladies here, try not to spook them. So this is one that's still partially in there. Just like that. There we go. Next issue we got here, this neck rail has pulled out, so this whole bar goes across. It's like 100 feet long and they're all sections put into each other, like right here, and since this is at the end it just got pushed out. So we'll loosen up all these clamps, get this back in there. That's not helping. Okay, that's enough. That impact's already sloppy enough. You're done. Yeah, you're done. Oh man. Milwaukee's always like a bit of sand in the electric motors, so there's no worry there. It's nice, back in place. The bolts here were unbelievably stubborn. That's just because the water bowl's right there. Sometimes cows will reach over, drink, and then they probably drip on these bolts here a little bit. And over the course of 5.5 years, that's caused a little bit of rust here. At least these bolts don't come loose. Just taking a break from doing the stalls in the barn. A truck of canola meal just showed up. That is the byproduct from the crush plant on the other side of Saskatoon. Gotta get this unloaded into the feed mill. So that's the product, canola meal. This is all of the solids left over from the crush plant. So what they're doing at that crush plant is separating the canola oil out of the seed, and these are all the leftovers. It's pretty wet when it's done, so they got to dry it down because you can't store wet material in a bin, otherwise it'll go moldy. It goes through a big tumbler at the crush plant, nice and warm. They dry it out, and that's why this stuff is warm to the touch right now. We can run into issues unloading it at the farm in the winter if it's cold and there's a bit of snow on this televator. That warm material will melt some of the ice and snow, and then when you park this thing it'll freeze solid, and then it won't start up again the next time you want to use it because it is frozen, iced up. So we always try to clean it good, let it run for a while after in the winter, just to make sure we don't run into problems the next time we want to use this televator or the grain leg. It is the afternoon now, and we're going to be moving some animals over in the corrals, specifically this corral right here, corral number 4. This is the young steers, so we're going to take the oldest guys out of here, move them over to the big steer pen. We've shipped 2 loads out of this corral recently, so 2 loads of 38 steers have left, so it's time we move them over. It's been cold out, so we've been avoiding this job, but this afternoon, man, it's pretty awesome out here. It's nice and warm with the sun shining and there's minimal wind, so it's a perfect time to go and sort through this pen, take the old ones out. Buddy's pretty stoked over here. Hey buddy, chill. Can't you see I'm trying to make a video? These guys, I tell you, unreal. Anyway, we're gonna take the oldest ones out of here, give them hormones, and then put them into the big corral. And then we'll take the young ones, and we'll also give those hormones, and then put them back in here. I would imagine we're gonna take like 60 animals out of here. There's probably 120 to 150 in here if I had to guess. Quite a few. Seems pretty insane to say this every year, but we're going to be building some stuff and changing some stuff, adding stuff this year again. And we'll talk more about that as we go on. But one of the things that we're about 90% sure we're going to do this summer is add 2 corrals over here. So our feedlot, it's right full of animals, and it's already too small with just the 9 corrals. So we would like to add 4, but money is an object in our lives, and we got to do everything responsibly. So we'll probably just stick to the 2 corrals this summer, and then maybe in the future we'll put 2 more over there. We'll have to do some dirt work, level and bring up the level there quite a bit. But yeah, so the feedlot will be extended that way, kind of where those bales are, in line with this side, and that's something that's coming this year. We bought the corrals, or we bought the drill stem for it already. So we're gonna make these corrals with more drill stem instead of the railway ties for the windbreaks. It'll be these pushed into the ground. We'll see how that goes. We saw it at another place, so it's an idea that we're gonna try out. Got the corral out in the alley. We're just chasing him towards the chute system now. Come on, fella. Up, skip. So we're done hormoning the small steers. They're going back in the corral. Back in the corral they came out of. Ah, there's still a lot of these guys. Hey fellas! Hey fellas! To your left! Come on! Hey! Come on, fellas. Oh, check it out. Got them all moved over into pen 5 now. There is a ton more animals in here now. So we'll probably have to move 1,200 to 1,500 kgs of the feed that we were giving to them every day to this corral tomorrow morning. And then for the rest, it should be good. Everyone got their growth hormones, except for one. We were literally one short. So we had like 150 roughly to put in, and we had 151 animals, I guess. So that is gnarly. Anyway, this is the aftermath on Jan's coveralls. All the way up. Hat and everything is just covered, which is gnarly. Face, wiped my face off constantly while we were doing that. It's awesome to do it when it's warm with the sun shining, but it just becomes a sloppy mess in that chute area. Anyway, we got that done. I think I'm gonna go finish up with the freestalls in the barn, put in those U-bolts on. Still got the other half of the barn, the east side, to do. And then we'll put some bedding in the straw packs. We're needling some cows for the offseason program right now. Gotta breed a bunch of cows tomorrow morning. I think 17 or 18 cows. Just looking for one lady that does not seem to want to lock up. Punched her in the companion app. That's that cow right there, behind the locked head locker. Maybe she'll stick her head through. Come on. Nice. There we go. That was easy. Nothing to it. Yeah, I just searched this lady up on Holstein, Canada. Her name is Jen, and she is 12 years old. Her birthday is March 3rd, 2013. And in her lifetime, she has produced 109,000 liters of milk. When you see that milk truck pull up to the yard with twin trailers, I guess that's 2.5 of those twin trailer trucks full from this one cow. That's a good cow. Sweet cow too. That's what we like to see. I cleaned this out yesterday and put 6 fresh bales in here, and you can already see it starts to get a bit dirty. This pack is every day 2 bales. This manufactures, both of these packs do, but this one specifically, the milking pack, it's a manufacturing plant for high quality fertilizer for the field. That's what this is. It's unreal how much straw pack manure we are creating with this pack alone. That's good. We got some sandy soil that we got to spread some good heavy manure on this spring, so looking forward to that as always. Let's get this door opened up and the bale shaken out. Almost done for the day. Gonna get the feed pushed up in the pack barn. That's better. Well, that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below. It really helps the YouTube channel out. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.